Yo, what up, what up? Your man, Big Brandon Carter. Welcome to another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. You know what it is. Listen, man, a lot of y'all surprised that we actually starting on time today. You know what I'm saying? That's because it's constant improvement, trying to get better every day. This is part of it. We starting on time. Let's do the show. Let's go. Yeah. You know what it is. You know what it is, man. Welcome to episode 121 of that Victory Talk podcast. I am your humble and gracious host, Big Brandon Carter, BBC, King Keto, El Jefe del Ejercicio, Gymnasium Jesus, Jesus de Gimnasio. You know what I'm saying? And we're ready. And I'm joined today. I got the homie Nima, co-host / producer.
Happy to be here. Let's go.
You know what it is.
Super excited.
I got my girl, man, in the super chats, in the chat, man. She gonna kick y'all out if you talk crazy. I ain't even gonna see it neither, man. You're gonna be talking to yourself, and the next thing you know, you banished for life. You gonna say something crazy, ain't nobody gonna read it but you and her, and she gonna banish you, and you ain't even gonna we gonna forget it happened. Meanwhile, you exiled for all eternity, you know. And we got a special guest later in this podcast. I'm gonna introduce him later. You know what I'm saying? Special guest. All the way from Canada. I know, gross, right? But we gonna let him come through, man, because he got something to teach y'all. Straight out of Canada. I wasn't gonna let no more Canadians in after Drake lost the battle. He really fucked shit up for like light-skinned dudes. Like him and J. Cole, man, after they pulled that bullshit. They got us looking bad out here, man. We don't need T.I. to get caught with some more guns or some shit, man, so we can catch another W out here, man. But it's looking bad for us, man. I'm here to save you. I'm the light-skinned savior. You know what I'm saying? I've been winning all year, right? I gotta hold it. I gotta put the whole team on my back. Anyway, enough talk. I got a lot I want to cover today. All right. Now, before I get into it, Nima, we got a sponsor.
No way.
Yeah.
After 121 episodes,
we actually got a sponsor, man. You know, listen, hard work pays off. All right. So this episode of that Victory Talk podcast is brought to you by Thot Repellent. Thot Repellent, the easy to apply spray to keep the hose away. Right. Here's the thing, guys. This was put together by ballers for ballers. Like some of you guys, you're trying to think, oh man, how do I get more girls? No. Once you start watching enough episodes of that Victory Talk podcast, right, you start implementing it. And then if you join the fucking Discord, the Victory Unit Discord that accompanies this podcast. Look, bro, your life is going to change exponentially. You're going to be moving upwards. You're going to get your money right, your mind right, and your muscle right, your physique right. How many you ask? Because I got free courses in the Discord. Yeah, I got a free fat burning course. Help you get right. It's called Direct Hit. I used to sell it for $200, but now it's free because I don't need your money. I'm already rich. All right. Game over. I selling courses and shit. Nah, man, it's real. It's over. All right. And I got another free course called Baller Mindset. That should have helped you fucking change the game, man. Write in the comments how much Baller Mindset helped you. You know what I'm saying? If you've been through it, right? But anyway, all this shit is free. And once you start going through that stuff and implement it, right now you think, how do I get more girls? Nah, man. Once you get your muscle right and your money right and your mindset right, girls gonna be all over you. It's gonna be too many girls. No más chicas, por favor, para mí. No más chicas. No más culo. No más culo. And that's what the real ballers is up against. That's the cross we have to bear too many bitches on the dick. Right. And the only recourse we've had is, trying to just stay away from them. That's why I fly first class, man, because the thoughts can't get past that curtain. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Or like, I'm in the penthouse, but it's really just because it's, man, if I went outside, it's like TR. Y'all ever see Total Request Live when the Backstreet Boys was there? Y'all might be too young, but that's what it's like for a baller. Man, they everywhere. So the only recourse we found was Thot Repellent. Thot Repellent has been genetically engineered to only repel thoughts. See, regular women, they won't even notice it, right? It's just going to sound fine, right? But we had Iranian scientists working in the lab for over a year, doing studies that were questionable.
I can't talk about it.
Yeah, it's very questionable. The efficacy was... Listen, man, a lot of people gave their lives to get this. I'll just leave it at that. A lot of people gave their lives to get this to the market. You know what I'm saying? A lot of animals and humans, they sacrifice for the ballers to be able to repel thoughts, because it only it's structured to only repel the DNA of thoughts, hoes, sluts, skanks, skeezers, and fucking and chicks with like tattoos on their neck, OnlyFans, right? They can't get through, but regular chicks, they'll be able to get through perfectly. And this is gonna be good because you see what happens to like some of our comrades. Yeah, man, motherfuckers falling victim to these thoughts. Chicks getting pregnant on purpose, you know what I'm saying, or on accident, And now you got a thought is bearing your seed. Now you mixing your DNA with the DNA of that of a slut, right? You don't want that. You don't want to introduce that in your bloodline. That's why we need Thot Repellent. All right. One spray will keep thoughts away. All right. For how long is it going to work for, Nima? How long?
I mean, if you've passed the 48 hours, in the latest test,
48 hours keeps about 13 thoughts away. Approximately 13 thoughts away.
Depends on how the strength of the sluttiness.
Yeah, come on, man. Like, so the super sluts, it only get, they count for 2. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You never know. Or like fat sluts. That count 4. Yeah, that count 4. You know what I'm saying? You got one of them big old thoughts. Right? You're gonna need, So okay. It keep away about 13 thoughts away for 48 hours if the thoughts are under 150 pounds, right? A 150-pound slut we can keep 13 of those away for 48 hours, or a chick who got over 50 bodies. They count as at least 3 sluts.
So something that comes is if there are 2 ballers next to each other.
Yeah.
So that would be a challenge.
It has to be a challenge. That's all you got. That's why you might need the industrial strength size to spray your boys down. Pause. No Diddy. Spray your boys with Thot Repellent so you're both safe. You get what I'm saying? Because what if he gets infiltrated by a slut? Now who knows what might happen? But 48 hours later, Thot Repellent wear off. Now you got a slut in your vicinity. Dios míos. I don't know what's gonna happen. So listen. Thot Repellent will be available within the next. We estimating the delivery, right? We're getting this. It's not going to be this size. This is a prototype, right? We're going to have a travel size, but for right now, we're estimating anywhere between 57 and 98 days, somewhere in that time frame. This is going to come to market, but we need your help. All your super chats go towards development of Thot Repellent. We already did the research. A lot of good people died in the research, right? But we're gonna they died for your sins. All right. You know what I'm saying? All right. So that part is over. Thank God. Now it's just development. We got a safe product. And all your super chats go for development of Thot Repellent. And listen, with just one super chat. Oh, that was the wrong one. With just one super chat, you can help keep the ballers safe. All right. Do your part. keeping the baller safe with Thot Repellent. A lot of people don't notice, but we have a song. It has a jingle, right? Because this is really going to come out to the product, to the public. Should I play him the jingle?
Yes, please.
You know, like McDonald's, da 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 da. I'm love, or what's the shit? USAA. Like every good product has its own jingle, right? So this Thot Repellent. So I'll play you the Thot Repellent jingle. This is gonna be on the ads, the commercials, Super Bowl commercials. You know, this is a jingle I think we're gonna go with.
Bitches be tripping. Hoes never act right.
Never act right.
Gotta stop the thoughts.
All your super chats.
Fucking up your life.
This is where the money's going now. Studio
there
time.
There are some good women, but some of them are not. That's why you need repellent to keep away the
thoughts.
Gotta keep away the thoughts.
Gotta keep away the thoughts.
You need Thot repellent.
Where's my man?
Keep away the thoughts. To keep away the thoughts. To keep away the thoughts. You need Thot repellent. Thot repellent.
The quiet from my church is more than half to lend their voice into this cause.
To keep away the thoughts. To keep away the thoughts. They take you off your grind.
Take you off your grind.
Spend all of your cash.
Spend all your cash.
Take up all your time.
All your time.
All you get is ass. Just a spray will keep thoughts away. Spray it on your face. Spray it on your crotch. Cause you need Thot repellent.
Need it.
To keep away the thoughts.
Where's my Grammy?
You need Thot repellent.
That's all I
want. Keep away the thoughts. Keep away the thoughts. To
all
keep
your super chats gonna go towards
you need repellent. To keep away the thoughts. To keep away keep away the hoes that got OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Keep away the hoes with 8 baby dads.
Yes.
Bitches with purple hair, no money in the bank, bitch. You out of fuck, even though that pussy stank.
I forgot to mention that. It detects stank pussy. Keep chicks away. That's gonna be helpful.
To keep away
every guy got a stank pussy story.
The
all them stories end with the guy fucking in
to keep away the thoughts. To keep away the hoes.
Yes.
They got OnlyFans. Keep away the hoes with 8 baby dads. You need Thot repellent.
So that's where your super chat money has went so far. Studio time, you know, vocalists, instruments. But listen, this is really coming out in the next, 53 to 84 days, somewhere in that time period. You know, it's coming to the all your super chats are going to go towards development of it. All right, we got a lot we want to cover today. We got a lot to cover today. We're going to talk about building online businesses. We're going to have the homie Romulus come through with the market update. We got a lot we want to get into. I think we just got a few super chats right now. We just want to acknowledge those heroes, really, you know, who've already contributed to Thot Repellent. Let's go. What they talking about? Mi novia, mira, vámonos, mira.
I'm right here.
Okay,
we have
okay,
Kate Polite. Where's that first course before Baller Mindset?
Oh, it's called, man, it's in the Victory Unit Discord. It's called Direct Hit. And you can get that. You should get that, man. Get ripped. It's an older course, which you'll notice I'm about 15 pounds lighter in that shit. That's how you know it's old.
We have Ruben. I wanted to get my
Ruben.
NASM certification, go through an IT course and digital marketing course from Course Careers before I join HTT. I want to work remotely 80 hours a week. What do you think?
I mean, you can do all that shit, but you don't have to do any of that to start making money at HTT. We have people, we're going to talk about online fitness business in this episode. Those of y'all interested in it, or I'm going to break down the whole game for you. In fact, in a minute after these few super chats. But, you know, we got people in HTT who have never been certified who are making, you know, $10,000, $20,000 a month, right? Because you don't need, there's no laws that say you need to be certified to be a trainer at all. A lot of gyms will make you get certified, but they do that for insurance reasons. There's literally no laws that say you have to be certified to be a trainer. You do have to be certified. You have to be a nutritionist, right? If you want to give diet advice to cure diseases, but you're just helping people get in shape, anybody can do that, right? You know what I'm saying? Anybody can do that. Like, there's no certifications required. And none of your clients are going to ask you if, what certification are you? Like, they don't even know what NASM is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, NASM's a great certification. That's what I got certified with. And more education is definitely, you know, I'm always pro education, but don't think you have, those aren't prerequisites for success in this business. You know what I'm saying?
Ruben has a follow-up. I wanted to quit my labor jobs and just work on the fitness business while having a remote side job. Hey
man, sounds good, Ruben. You know, you creating extra steps for yourself with all other shit. But getting the certification, there's nothing bad. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I don't know what you think is a requisite. Yeah.
We have Yan. What would you have done differently on your way to balling if you were 25 now in 2024? What would be your main focus?
I would have did exactly what I did, and it would have just been easier because I would have known the stuff I know now. See, when I was 25, it was during first of all, it was during the recession of 08, and nobody was doing online training. Motherfuckers still had MySpace pages. Instagram didn't exist. There was no YouTube was in its infancy. And now there's so much more leverage now. So I would have did the same thing, but it would happen faster. And I got the knowledge, right? I was in the first, I'm gonna talk about it more in a minute, but you know, the people who started online training when I did, we were the first. Like, we had to invent the shit. You know what I'm saying? So we had to go through all the error. I would have did the exact same thing I'm doing now. However, if fitness is not your thing, in this episode, we're going to talk about, I got a special guest coming towards the end of the episode. That's an open loop. Foreshadowing, right? I got a special guest at the end of this episode. We're going to talk about different ways that young people can get money online. He's an online entrepreneur. I watched this kid go from being, 16 and poor in Canada. Now he out here balling, man, flying all around the world, making money online. And we're going to get into some other ways outside of the fitness business with the homie later on in this episode. But what I would have did, I did exactly what I did, but it would have been faster and more efficient. Is that it? Oh.
We have little Drew Benzo. Appreciate all your work.
Yo, man, I appreciate that, little Drew Benzo. Mr. Benzo, I appreciate you as well. Hey, I want to hop right into the teaching for today. No, and thanks to all the people who contributed to Thot Repellent. And, you still got more chances to contribute. Right? We're going to answer all your super chats. Yeah, and listen, this is, I want to break down exactly online fitness business. If I was starting now, I'm actually going to break down that dude's question. Exactly what I would do now. I'm going to break shit down for you step by step on how to grow your online fitness business. I'm going to break down everything for you in this segment we like to call Habits of a Winner. All right, in this video, I want to break down everything you need to know to start or grow your online fitness business. And when I say online fitness business, I mean online training, how you can train people online and get compensated for it for money. I'm well suited to teach you this because I started from nothing and I built a multi-7-figure online fitness business. And I've actually taught over 15,000 people how to grow their online fitness business. I mentored them in my program, High Ticket Trainer, but I'm going to break this whole thing down for you for free in this video. So this is one you're going to want to take notes on. All right. Pay attention. You don't want to mess this up. Now, for even more information, there's a free ebook that's going to be in the description of this video called The 10 Commandments of Online Training. All right. It's the first link in the description. And that's going to break down some of these topics that I'm going to cover in even more depth and give you some examples of people who I've coached who've done it as well. Right. So you can get even more knowledge on this subject. It's a free ebook, totally free. And you can download that in the first link in your description. But let's get into how to grow your online fitness business. All right. It's a lot easier now to start your online fitness business than it was when I started. I started in around 2008, 2009, somewhere in that time frame. And the reason it was so much more difficult then was because it was during the worst recession since the Depression, right? We had 10% unemployment. I'm sorry. We had record levels of unemployment in the country. The global financial system was collapsing. There were people with master's degrees actually working at Starbucks. You can look at articles from that time period. You can see that everything I'm saying is true. But to make matters worse, right before that, my father committed suicide. And I was in a position where I had to take care of my whole family. I had to take care of my mom, my sister, my grandma, my sister's kid, and I had to support everyone in the family. But I was just a personal trainer at the time, right? And those of y'all know, personal trainers don't make a whole lot of money because there's a cap on how much you can actually make, because personal trainers get paid by the hour, right? Kind of like an escort. I've heard. And and the problem with that is there's only so many hours in each day. So there's actually a real cap on your income because of the time restraint, right? But once you go online, then you can start getting paid for results, right? You can get paid, your clients will pay you for the results you help them get, as opposed to getting paid for the hour that you work with them. And I'm going to break down everything in this video. I'm going to show you how to get clients. I'm going to show you how to get clients and how to train your clients so you get great results online, right? Because that's a big thing. A lot of people don't think that you can get results for your clients online without seeing them in person. I'm going to show you how you can actually get better results for your online clients than most people can get for their in-person clients. I digress. So I was in this predicament, right? The global financial system had collapsed. And I had a dead daddy and I had to take care of my family, but I'm making very little income as a personal trainer. So before I figured it out, I just started getting different jobs, right? I would wake up at like 4 a.m., train people in the morning, shower at the gym. Then I would take the train to Soho. I train people in Harlem. I took the train to Soho and I worked security for 8 hours. Then after that, I worked for my friend's movement company, right? Because even though I had a college degree, there weren't a lot of people hiring at the time. In fact, more people were laying off people than they were hiring. And that was 5 days a week. And on the weekends, I trained people in the morning, and then I worked at my boys. And then I was the weekend manager at a restaurant in Queens. So these are 12, 14-hour days, 7 days a week. And I did that for 2 years, right? And from about sometime in 07 to about maybe like the middle of 07 to like the middle of 2009. And then I read a book called The 4-Hour Work Week. I remember I had just moved. We just packed up somebody's belongings and put them in the moving truck, and we were taking them to New Jersey. I know, gross, right? But we were going to New Jersey because people wanted to move there, I guess, whatever. And and on the way to New Jersey, I was reading this book called The 4-Hour Work Week, and he was talking about building an online business. I was like, damn, what if I could train people online and help them get results? results. That way I can actually take this business online and I can make more money, train less. I can make more money and actually help more people simultaneously, which is my main goal, is why I got into training, because I like helping people, but I also need that money to take care of my family, right? Because my father, did the thing. And so the book didn't really break down how to do it. In fact, I don't suggest you read the book because a lot of the strategies in there are antiquated now. However, it got the idea sparking. Now you got to remember, this was a novel idea, online training back in 08, 09, around that time, because nobody was doing it. The internet and social media was still kind of in its infancy, right? We had Facebook and we had MySpace, and YouTube was kind of just starting. There was no Instagram, there was no TikTok. So I couldn't really figure out how to do it, right? And I didn't know how to promote myself. I didn't know how to build the business. I didn't know how to promote myself. I didn't know how to get clients, and I didn't know how to train them to get good results. So first I focused on, how do I train people? How do I get them good results? And because I was a good trainer, I knew, how do I want to go about this? How do I want to say this? Okay. So what I did was I figured out how to get people great results online, right? And then that started spreading by word of mouth, right? And I was able to train more people, right? But I also figured out how to promote myself with social media. And it's a lot easier now, and I'll break down how. But I was able to actually, I accomplished this goal when I built, I was able to start quitting my jobs, and I started making more money. I quit one job, quit the next job, and to the point where I had no jobs, and then I can really just focus 100% on this. And that's when I built it up to a 7-figure business. And I'm going to break down and I'm about to break down everything you need in order to accomplish that. You can go to this computer. All right. So if you want to be a trainer, I assume a lot of you guys want to do it because you want more time, right? Especially if you either you're in the gym now, training people, exchanging time for money, like a hooker, or you got some job you don't want, and you rather have more free time to work from home or spend your time however you please, right? But you also want some more money, right? I know money may not be the only thing people want. However, in my experience, having more money makes things easier, right? You can exchange money for goods and services, and the quality of those goods and services are dependent on how much money you can spend on them, right? Money is a good thing. You can take care of your family. It's dope. You want more money, and you like to have more time. However, if all we wanted was money, then I would tell you, just say, man, get a job on Wall Street or something, right? But we want to do it doing something we love, something we're passionate about. And I think when you spend your time making money, doing something you love, I think that's a great definition of freedom, right? Spending time doing what you love, spending time making money by doing something you love. I think that's a great definition of freedom. How do you get that? Well, first thing, I'm going to break down something I like to call the online trainer formula. All right. So the first thing you need to know is marketing. How do you get your name out there? How do you get people to know about you? Right. That's marketing. Then you need sales. How do you convert these people who are following you or people who know about you? How do you convert them into actual customers? That's where sales comes in. Right. And then you need a system. You need a system to train people to make sure they get results. And again, in this video, I'm going to show you why most online trainers, the good ones, they can get better results for their online clients than most in-person trainers can get for their in-person clients. I'm going to break that down in this video. All right. But here's the thing. You need all three of these to be successful. Right. Check it out. Money, when you're able to market yourself and you're able to make sales, well, that's how you get the money. Right. But when you have a system that gives people great results and you're selling people into that system, right? You're selling people into a system that gets some great results. Right. That's when the passion comes in. And the beauty of doing it online is you can actually help more people. Right. Right. And money's important here, too, if you care about helping people, because if all you wanted to do was help people, you didn't care about money at all. Right. You still need to make money so you can do it full time. Right. Because if you don't care about making money, well, you still got to eat food and have shelter. Right. And in my experience, you have to exchange currency for those things, right? So you have to spend your time doing something else for money and then doing what you're passionate about part-time. But if you can make money doing something you're passionate about, then you won't have to do anything else for money. You could do it full-time, and that way you can help more people. I hope that makes sense, right? And then if you got this system that helps people get great results and you're doing it all online and using online marketing to get these clients, that's how you get your time back. That makes sense. You need all three of them. But if it's like a three-legged stool, if any legs of the stool is faulty or broken and you sit on that stool, you're going to fall down, man. You're going to fall down. You're not going to have any stability, right? So if your sales are great and your marketing is great, but you don't have a system that gives people great results, then you're what? A scam artist, right? You're just going to tell more. You're going to let more people know how much you suck by having good marketing and selling them into a system that doesn't work, right? If your system's great and your marketing is great, but you can't make sales, well, if you can't make sales, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. You know what I'm saying? And you don't need to watch my videos for hobbies, man. We about getting money over here, right? Right. And if even if you're good at sales and you got a great system to help people get great results, if nobody will know about it unless your marketing is strong. That's why you need all three to make this happen. I hope that makes sense. All right. Now there's different parts to each one of it, right? So I'm going to break this down. So the first part of marketing is having what I call a niche. Oh, and here's what I say. When I say a niche, I mean you want to be a specialist. So, for example, who makes more money? Dr. A, he's just a regular doctor, right? People go for him for anything. Maybe they got a headache, fucked up. He messed up a headache. Maybe he messed up his foot or got an STD, right? Anything, right? They go to that doctor. He'll do anything to anyone, right? Then you got another doctor who's just a heart surgeon. Who makes more money? Yeah, the heart surgeon, right? Because he's a specialist, right? I don't want heart surgery from a doctor who's also working on somebody's foot in the afternoon. You know what I'm saying? Or, right? I don't want LASIK eye surgery from someone who's doing it on the side, right? If you're doing LASIK eye surgery, I want that to be the only thing you do. You know what I'm saying? Right? Specialists always make more money than generalists. For example, during the pandemic, I lived in Manhattan on the Upper West Side, 72nd and Broadway. And on my block, there was a diner. And this diner, you can go in there at any time. They stayed open 24 hours and they had a thick menu, right? You can get anything from that diner. You can get a burrito. They'll make you some spaghetti. Or they'll give you a steak, anything, right? That business went out of business. They went out of business during the pandemic, right? In New York. However, one of my favorite restaurants in New York is a STK. STK is a steakhouse in Manhattan. What do you think they specialize in? You guessed it, steak, right? They have other stuff, but they specialize in steak, right? And the thing is, man, you couldn't just walk in the STK. You probably needed a reservation. You probably had to call ahead. People dressed up to go to STK. I used to go to that diner with basketball shorts, flip-flops, and whatever shirt I slept in. You know what I'm saying? Coming straight from the gym, sweaty. But STK, man, I might put on something nice, man. Throw on the jewelry to go up in STK, you know? And it was dope. And they specialize and they charge more, they made more. And I'm friends with the manager. He said, man, this pandemic's been the best thing for us. We actually been making more money while the other business went out, while the diner went out of business, right? Because the diner didn't specialize in anything. You get what I'm saying? All New York diners are pretty much the same. If you've been to one, you've been to them all. All right. But steakhouse is specialized, right? Specialists always make more money than generalists, right? So how do you build your niche? Well, the way I like to think about it is how many trainers do you think there are online? All trainers, like every asshole. I'm sorry, every guy or girl with the word trainer in their bio, right? How many do you think there are? There's probably millions, like multiple millions for sure. Right? Do you want to compete with all trainers? No, no. And that's why you need a niche, right? So here's how it looks. I like to look at it like who are you marketing to? What problem are you going to help them solve? And how are you going to help them solve that problem? All right. So at one point in my career, when I was making a lot of money, I focused on men, pause, no diddy, young men, no diddy, age, like young men around age 20 to 30. Right. Now, here's the thing. A lot of trainers, when I bring this up to them, they're like, man, I want to train men and women. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really work like that, because look at Old Spice deodorant. If you just looked at the label, look at the marketing, who are they marketing to? Yeah, men. Matter of fact, let me bring it up. Hold on, I'll show you this. I should have had this. All right. Computer's acting crazy. All right. Old Spice deodorant. Just looking at this, who do you think this is marketed to? Now, mind you, there is a wolf biting through the name. You think that's marketed to men or women? Yeah, it's probably marketed to men. You probably guessed that from the goddamn wild animal, the drawing of a wild animal biting into the name, right? But then if we looked at Secret deodorant, if you just look at the logo, if you just looked at the market, right? Oh, if you didn't know anything, let me move back. I didn't mean to click on it. If we just looked at the packaging, who do you think that's marketed to? Men or women, right? Secret. Look at the font. Look at the colors. Here's the thing. This powdered fresh scent is almost the same as it's like exactly the same as the Old Spice scent called Fresh or Sport. It's almost the same. It smells almost the same, right? The ingredients are like almost exactly the same. It's made by the same company. The same parent company. Are women's armpits and men's armpits that much different than each other? No. But the reason they have two different brands is because, think about it, it's the word brand. It's the word brand. Just because this product will work for men doesn't mean you can market it to men, right? Women see this and they know, hey, this is for me, right? The language powder fresh, Secret. Look at the colors, the Easter colors, right? This the goddamn deodorant the Easter bunny would wear, you know? Now look at the guys. Mind you, it's a goddamn wolf biting into the name, right? Look at the colors, look at the fonts, right? Hey, this Fresh is the exact same as this Fresh. It smells, the smell is indistinguishable. How do I know? Because I got both in my house, all right? And the thing is, they can't market the same. So if you wanted to have a deodorant for men and women, what colors would you use? What, fucking gray? Nobody wants that. You know what I'm saying? What font would you use? What would you name it? It's difficult to market to men and women, right? Especially on a small scale. When you get larger scales, big companies with billion-dollar budgets, Coca-Cola can do it. They got billion-dollar budgets, right? You don't. You're just a guy, all right? So you want to focus. You want to focus your niche on an age, on one gender, men or women. Now, I will say women, it's difficult for you. It's going to be difficult if you try to focus on selling to men. And it's not because women can't train men. It's because men aren't mature enough to have a female trainer without trying to smash. It just won't work. It just won't work. I've never seen a heterosexual man have a female trainer who he wasn't trying to smash, like a personal trainer. Never seen it, right? But I have seen men be able to focus on training women. All right. Anyway, and then you want to have an age group that's in between. It's like with a 10-year gap, and we're going to get into it, and that's going to make sense in a minute. Well, because when you're doing your marketing, I'll tell you right now, because when you're doing your marketing, a guy in his 20s is probably not going to be thinking about life the same way a guy in his 40s is, most likely. Right? He's going to have different goals, his aspirations, and he's going to be attracted to different marketing. He might listen to different music. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm 42, and I'm not listening to what the young kids are listening to. I ain't out here trying to hear, little so and so. I ain't trying to listen to Smoke Perp or whatever y'all young boys are listening to. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear Eric B and Rakim. Real music. You know what I'm saying? Kirk. Cállate, mujer. Girlfriend type something crazy. Yeah. All right. You know what I'm saying? Right? I'm out here. I'm 42, man. I'm here. I'm listening to Twister. I don't want to hear Lil Uzi Vert. None of these motherfuckers with purple hair. Right? Everything is different when you move, when you switch age groups, right? So that's why it's different to market to a wide range of people, right? Now you got to think about now think about what we did right here. This is another reason why it's important. Okay, I'm only marketing to men, right? Boom. That's half my competition gone, right? I broke this down. Remember, we don't want to compete with all trainers, but not even all men. Men aged 20 to 30, a small group of this population, right? Boom. All right, now our focus is different. Now it's less competition already, right? Now we get to stand out, right? Now, what do we want to, what problem do we want to help them solve? Remember, all business is problem solving. I needed a microphone that I can yell into so you guys can hear me, but not hear everything else that's going on in this apartment, right? Not everything that's going on in the penthouse or in or on Biscayne Boulevard, right? And sure, solve that problem for me. Business problem solving. I needed a watch that will both flex on the haters and stunt on the hoes simultaneously. And my friend Richard Mill solved that problem for me, right? Business problem solving. So what problem do you want to help your clients solve? Now, again, if you're a good trainer, you can help anybody with anything, right? But you need to figure out what you're going to focus on. So I focused on helping men aged 20 to 30 around that range. I helped them get ripped. And I'm going to put quotes on that because I use their language. I know as a trainer, I know that meant they wanted to be muscular with low body fat. All right. They want to be muscular and low body fat. So we weren't focused. So when we focused on this, we exclude everything else. And again, I use their language, right? If it was girls, I would have said toned, right? Even though trainers hate that word, I know when a woman says she wants to be toned, oh, she wants more muscularity and lower body fat, right? But toned, I'm gonna use their words, right? Because we're marketing to them, right? So if I'm helping these guys get ripped, these guys don't want to be bodybuilders, right? These guys don't want to be pro athletes. These guys don't even care about being healthy, right? I'm focusing on these guys. This is the most important part. Like, who you're going to help and what problem you're going to help them solve. And we're going to not worry about anything else. So I didn't market to obese people. I didn't market to people who wanted to be pro bodybuilders. Didn't market to people who wanted to be pro athletes. Didn't want to market to people who wanted to be power lifters. It was all about getting ripped. Now, here's what the beauty of it is. You got to think, hey, why does a guy age 20 to 30 want to get ripped? Right? Well, here's the thing. His why is probably different than a guy in his 50s, right? His why, right? So I know what his why is. His why is this guy's probably single. He wants to get girls, right? So what do you think? So that's what my marketing kind of revolved around at the time. So I was making a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff, and I had girls in my video, not because I was marketing to girls, to get y'all to watch. That was their purpose. They were, how do I put this? They were props, for lack of a better word. They were props. I mean, they were friends of mine in real life, but they were like props, and it worked really good. Now, if I was marketing to older guys, I would talk about different things. I would talk about this guy, a guy in his 40s or 50s, and I start talking. I'm gonna talk about anti-aging or longevity, or things like that. Being there for kids, right? Like when I talk now about fitness, I talk about how I'm fit enough to take my son to the trampoline park and get on the trampolines with them. I'm running around with the kids while all the other fat dads are sitting down on the sidelines looking all fat and tired. You know what I'm saying? I'm the hero, and then other kids gather around, right? I'm playing dodgeball at the trampoline park with all the kids. I'm out here having fun with all the kids. No drizzy. Now I gotta raise this guy's kids because he fat. You know, I gotta hit his kid in the head with a dodgeball, teach him a little lesson about life because his dad's too fat to do it. To teach his kids resilience. That's a cross I gotta bear. Anyway, that's what I would talk about if I was marketing the guys my age now. You know, it'd be different. It'd be about having energy or being youthful or something like that. With young guys, that's not going to resonate. You got to talk to them about, you know, getting girls, man. That's it's very difficult for a guy that age to think about anything else, honestly. Right. And then so this is where it gets crazy. I focused on bodybuilding style training with the keto diet. Right. Any diet will work, but I focused on ketogenic diet. That was my thing. Right. But you can focus on anything. Now, check this out. Remember, there's millions of trainers. How many trainers help men? How many trainers help men age 20 to 30 get ripped with bodybuilding and keto? You probably can't think of 5 who specialize in it, right? We went from millions to less than 5. You see it? You see the power of that? That's how you become a specialist, right? And that's the niche. And now the first, and I break that down more, and I give some examples of other people who did it with other niches in the ebook that you can download in the description called The 10 Commandments of Online Training, right? Then the next part you need is you got to build your social media. So at the time, I had to focus on YouTube. If I was starting now, I wouldn't focus on YouTube at all. I would focus 100% on Instagram because it's easier to grow and it's faster to grow. Instagram and Facebook. Now, here's the thing. How do you grow through social media? There's only one way to grow, right? You post content that people like consistently. That's it, right? So you got it, but we don't want to just grow it full of followers. We want followers who will be potential clients, right? And that's why, so what we do is, what I teach my students to do is to make content revolved around helping your niche accomplish their goals with your method. You know what I'm saying? Does it make sense? And this works for, you don't have to be keto. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to have this niche. I've helped people who are vegans start online fitness businesses built around the vegan diet. I've helped people who help moms. Like, it doesn't matter what the niche is. All that matters is that you have one. Anything will work as long as you have one. Any niche will work as long as you have one. That's very important. Just like there's tons of restaurants. There's Italian restaurants. There's Asian fusion restaurants. There's Mexican restaurants. They all make money. One is not better than the other, right? It's the fact that the only restaurants that don't succeed are ones that don't have a niche, if that makes sense. Same thing with online training. Right now, to grow your following full of people who may be considered customers, here's the thing. You got to make content that appeals to these people, because what's going to happen is you'll make this content, and then people who resonate with this will be attracted to it, right? They'll find it, right? It'll start off slow, but what happens is if you make some good content, right? What do? They share it. Right. And now here's the thing. People probably have friends that are like themselves. Like you and all your friends probably got similar political beliefs. You're probably into the same things. You might be with one of your friends right now, you know, and you share that on your Instagram. What happens? Your friends see it. They're like you. And this is how it spreads. It's the only trick. There's no real trick to building social media. But you have to post often. Right. And it has to be good content. And I can't really go into how to build good content here, but I talk about it more in the free ebook. But I will say you make content based around what your niche is into. And that way you grow it full of people who can be potential customers. Right. What you don't want to do is build content full of people who will never be customers. For example, a lot of times we'll have women join our program, HTT, and, you know, it'll be like beautiful women, right? And they'll have a lot of followers, but it's like all guys, right? All guys who just wanted to see that booty, right? And then they say, hey, I'm helping ladies train. And it's like, oh man, you got 98% guys, you know, you should start an OnlyFans if you really want to make money, right? But most of them don't. So we have to help them with this, and they have to slowly start building content that their target market wants, people who actually be the customers, as opposed to just guys. And you see this, I see this also with a lot of people online. They'll make content that'll go viral, but for the wrong reasons. Like they'll do wacky stuff. Remember when everybody was, not everybody, none of my friends, right? But remember when people were making those videos where they would turn the lights off and turn them back on and they were wearing their girlfriend's clothes? Wacky stuff. 100% of those couples have broken up. First of all, that was a humiliation ritual that woman put that man through to test his masculinity, and he failed the moment he put on her bra. I saw J-Lo and Alex Rodriguez do that, and A-Rod do that, and I was like, yo, that ain't gonna last. I don't think you can respect a man after he puts on your dress. Lo and behold, they're divorced. She with Batman now. One day, you see how that works? She had to leave her cross-dressing husband for Batman. I digress. All the guys who did that and they had businesses, hey, none of them, guess what? Unless your niche was the LGBTQ community, that probably wasn't going to get you no clients. In fact, it probably turned off a lot of potential clients. I don't want nothing Alex Rodriguez is selling, right? and that's nothing against the LGBTQ community. You know what I'm saying? Y'all cool. Anyway, I'm just saying, if that's not your niche, you shouldn't do stuff that will get people that will build your following full of people who aren't your niche. If that is your niche, then that's cool, man. This ain't the 90s. Love whoever you want to love. It's cool. This ain't Hammer Time. This ain't the 90s. Who you sleep with is none of my business, man. You know what I'm saying? I digress, right? So that's a big key to building social media. But the beauty of it is you don't even need a big following, right? Because check this out. We're going to go through some pricing stuff, right? But 25 clients. Oh. 25 clients, right? At the low price, let's say you cross $80 a week. You may be thinking, hey, that's a lot of money for online training. Who's going to pay that? Well, people do it all the time. In fact, people pay more than that. If you go to the average personal trainer charges $100 per hour. So every time you see some guy in the gym with a trainer, he's probably paying around $100 an hour, and it varies depending on location or geography and the quality of the gym. But at Equinox, it's like $200 an hour, sometimes $250 an hour, right? $80 a week, and this person's not even going to help them with their diet. Right, they're gonna work with them for an hour. They got to be with them 3 times a week at least. So now we're talking about $300 an hour, right? Or even if $300 a week, right? $300 a week. So this is a steal. Or even on the low end, the lowest end, like crackhead prices for personal training is $50 an hour, right? You got to see that trainer at least 3 times a week to get results. Now you're talking about $150 a week, right? And that he's not even going to help you with your diet. He's going to give you some tips. Right? He's not even gonna help you with your diet. Online training, I'm gonna show you how you can help your clients with their diet, which is the most important part. The most important part, in-person trainers aren't even helping you with. Right? The most important part. They're not even helping you with. They're charging more and giving you less, an inferior product. I'm gonna show you why online training is actually better for the client later in this video. But again, $80 a week. Sorry. All right. And if you keep an average of 25 for 52 weeks, which is a year, right? Again, some won't stay with you the whole time, but we're talking about just keeping the average for 52 weeks, right? That is $104,000 a year. right? That's what a doctor makes, like, you know, an entry level doctor, and some doctors entry level, right? If you like right out of med school, after you're right out of your residency year 1, probably making somewhere around that. And but here's the thing: you ain't gotta cut no one open, and nobody sneezing on you, right? You didn't have to go to med school. You didn't have to go to college and major in biology. You had to go to school for 8 years, or do a 2 to 4 year residency before you started making it, right? 25 clients, $80 a week. That's just one pricing structure. We'll go into some more later in this video, right? So you don't even need, do you need millions of followers to get 25 clients? No, right? Do you need, because you may be thinking, remember, there's not a lot of people who want to even do bodybuilding at the ketogenic diet when I was doing it, when that was my niche, right? However, the person who did want this, the guy who was a male in this age range who wanted to get ripped and wanted to do a bodybuilding training in the ketogenic diet, there was no one else to go to. There was no competition. So he couldn't price shop. And even if it was another trainer who said, hey, I'll train you with that, I can do it. Who do you want? Do you want the guy who specializes in it? Or do you want the one who said, yeah, I can do it. You know, I'm helping all types of people with all types of things. I can help you too. Yeah. It's like, I don't want LASIK eye surgery from the doctor who's working on feet earlier that day. I want someone who only does LASIK eye surgery, right? He can't price shop, but you only need 25. That's the beauty of it. All right. The next step that you need for marketing is paid ads, right? And paid ads, we're not going to go into that here because I tell my students to only do paid ads once you're making like $10,000 a month. You can make $10,000 a month or get to it, or 6 figures. You can do this, 25 clients. This is not exactly $10,000 a month. This is like this is more closer to $8,000 a month, right? But you can do this organically, right? You don't need ads to get 25 clients or 30 clients will get you to somewhere closer to $10,000 a month. You don't need ads for that, right? You need ads past that. And another reason why I don't like them to do ads is because ads are like gasoline. You got to have a fire. If you have a fire going and you pour gas on it, what happens? Boom, it explodes, right? But if you just pour gas on the floor and nothing happens, it smells great. We all love the smell, but it's not, there's no combustion, right? Nothing happens. So we're going to skip that right here. But I go into it a little bit more in the ebook, 10 Commandments of Online Training. All right. Next step is sales, right? And sales. So the first part of sales is you got to learn how to book calls, right? So one thing we focus on is booking calls. And the reason we do that is because, okay, so I got to tell you why we do that. Because here's the pricing structure. This is the least amount this is the floor. I tell my students not to charge any less than this. These are market rates. If you think nobody would do it, you're just wrong. You're just wrong. People are doing it all the time. In fact, they're paying more than this, right? But again, we already said weekly, no less than $80 a week, right? Or you can have them pay monthly, right? And we're going to call that $297. Right, $297 or $300, right? Or you can charge them. You can do what, 4 months, right? For $997. So kind of like the dope game. The more they buy, the cheaper it is. I think it works like that in other industries as well. $997. Now here's the thing. Every time, now we're going for this. 1,000, right? And this is why we don't have like a link in your bio to buy and check out. This is why you don't need a website either to make sales too. That's important. You don't need a website. In fact, no websites, no complicated funnels, none of that stuff, right? Right? Because here's the thing. Have you ever went on Instagram, clicked the link in somebody's bio and spent $1,000? I haven't. And I'm rich. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm super rich and I haven't done it because human beings don't behave like that, right? The more expensive something is, the price of something changes the sales process. You get what I'm saying? Like, you didn't buy your car from a link in a bio. You probably went to the dealership, right? Because that was a higher price purchase, you would probably have to talk to a real person. You got to probably see it in person, you know? So we tell our students to book calls, and then we're going to go for that $997. You know what I'm going to do? We're running out of time for this. So we're going to wear the same shirt, and we're going to do part 2 of this next week on Thursday. Part 2 of how to run your online fitness business. I'm going to leave you hanging right there. It's called a cliffhanger. We're going to do not next week. I mean, Thursday. We're going to do that Thursday. I'm going to break in the rest of it. So this is going to be part 1. That was part 1. Part 2, it's going to be Thursday. But right now we got to get into the market recap with the homie Romulus, former hedge fund manager and my personal trading mentor. Let's get into it. Yo, Romulus, what's going on, man?
Oh, you are from what I just heard, and there's a lot going on here, Brandon. Great to be with you, everybody.
Yeah,
This is
man.
exciting. What a summer fun time. But did I hear you right? You are going to be podcasting and live streaming and coming into everybody's living room on Thursday?
Yeah.
Woo! That is some dirty dog commitment right there, everybody. You hear that?
Yeah.
The guy is ready to help you out again. Me and mine, we'll be sitting under the fireworks, having a good old 4th of July.
Oh yeah, it's the 4th of July. Yeah, I'm gonna be here.
July, yes.
Hey man, listen, man. You know, America was built off hard work, man. So I'm trying to keep that going.
Do your part, and I'll be doing mine as I sit on the grass under the stars. Hopefully, the stars. We're talking about some rain possibility, but hopefully we get a little bit lucky and we get to carry on with our partying and our festivities. So yes, stock market recap. Here it is. We missed you last week, Brandon. Boy, we missed you last week.
Yeah.
Hopefully you were taking care of some business and doing what was necessary. And here we are, ready to get going. It is summer, by the way. The stock market, interesting week. Because the stock market closes tomorrow. And when we talk about time, everybody, just keep it simple and always pretend that it's Eastern time, no matter where you are, no matter where you live, no matter what you are doing right now. Tomorrow, the stock market closes at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. And the stock market is closed on Thursday, but the futures market is open, which is kind of an interesting little curveball.
Hey, that's cool.
And then the stock market is open on Friday, I believe a full day, but the futures market closes at 1 again. It's just going to be all kinds of goofy stuff going on.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm done trading for the week. I don't know about you guys.
Oh, really?
I'm done trading for the week because there's nothing going on. Everybody took off today. And you could see I was in and out of the office here starting late morning and checking things. You could just feel like a screeching halt to the activity. Probably about 10 or 11 a.m. And then, everybody just cleared out for the beaches or the mountains or the lakes or wherever they're going to be going. They're all hitting the road. And like I said, big holiday. This is an interesting little time, though, because Federal Reserve Chairman Powell, he is the head of the U.S. Federal Reserve. I'm going to show some interest rates here in a second. I'm going to do a share screen. This always takes a second, everybody. So just hang on, bear with us.
I believe in you.
It is not, well, you know what? That's the benefit of working together for a good long time. We understand what's going on here. You should see a chart. Just give me a thumbs up or a yes.
You got it.
All right.
I was there.
That is an interest rate chart, meaning this is what the U.S. federal government will pay to borrow money over a 10-year period of time. These interest rates are free market trading. In other words, it doesn't matter what the Federal Reserve does, but they are related. They do tie in together. One is not going to go off to the right center field fence, and the other one's not going to go to the dugout for long periods of time. They typically will kind of correlate to some degree or another, even if it does take a few weeks or a few months to kind of come together. So Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell, back to what we were talking about a minute ago, he was giving a little presentation somewhere in Europe, I believe, earlier today. And he said, yes, we're seeing a slowing down of inflation, but not enough to go out there and actively cut interest rates. He's saying that because there's a Federal Reserve meeting late in July, I believe. That is going to be July 31st, if I have my calendar right. So a couple of weeks, about a month away, a little less than a month away from right now. They're going to be doing another. They will not cut interest rates at this meeting, and that's kind of what he's telling the market. But we already knew that. Why did we know that? Well, let's go to the next thing that I find interesting here. So first of all, you don't see interest rates falling dramatically, do you? They've just been kind of stalled out here. I mean, if you go back in time, look at they're really trading at the similar place that they were in September of last year. And if you look at the recent past, it's just been kind of, meandering up and down around the 200-day moving average here or there. No big moves in either direction for a very long time. In other words, from August of 1982 until July and August of 2020, interest rates for the most part generally trended lower in the United States. That's a really long time. Really long time. And that's what people became accustomed to. They became very used to that. They bake it into all their models. So to see these interest rates, which really haven't gone anywhere, and they've been meandering around similar areas for quite a long time, is throwing a lot of these institutional money management models kind of for a bit of a loop. Now, here's oil prices. Oil prices. We're going to be paying more at the pump 2 weeks from now than we were 2, 3, 4 weeks ago to fill our car. That means that everything out there is going to be a little more expensive. And so, yes,
that's a price of futures, right?
This right here is a futures contract. That's correct. Okay. Got it. Yeah. Right. So, but we all know if the price of oil goes up and it's up, 18% from these lows of just a month ago. I mean, this is June 4th, all the way up to yesterday's high or today's high of about almost 85 a barrel. That's about 17 or 18% move. And if the prices stay here, they don't even have to go higher. If they just stay here, that means we're all going to be paying more in a few weeks to fill up our cars. And then people who transport the stuff around the country that we want to buy every day, food and other things, they're all going to be paying more. So that's inflationary. It's not such a dramatic move like right after Russia attacked Ukraine, February, March of 2022, but it's enough to say to the Fed that they're not going to be, cutting interest rates again really soon. So that's one of the bigger conversation pieces and things that people are watching for the next couple of weeks. Then, even though, again, to this week, we know we've already showed you why and how it's going to be a very slow week because the market's not going to be trading very much for the rest of this coming week. But next week, and to put the exact day on it, it'll be Friday, July 12th. So a week and a half from now will be the first earnings to come out for the second quarter of 2024. And that earnings will be first from, let me just check the little E to make sure that I've got that right. Yep. July 12th, right there in the morning. That is JP Morgan. And a couple of other of the banks will come out that Friday, the following Monday and Tuesday. Banks are always first. So after we get through this slow week, which really has started already, we've got the earnings for the second quarter coming up, and that will put a little interest and spike into the market play. It looks like JP Morgan's investors are expecting a very good quarter. Yeah,
they are. They're pretty excited. They seem excited.
They're excited about it. Stock's moving up. If this earnings were tomorrow, I'd be looking at, let's see if the stock can go up after the announcement. And I'd be looking for a fade trade on that one. Of course, we have a week and a half. And that's going to have to play out how it's going to play out. But that's something that I would be looking for tomorrow if the upward trajectory on that stock does continue for another week and a half. But the banks aren't really the place that's attracting all the excitement, right? Oil prices are up. But energy stocks are not the place that are attracting all that excitement right now. We already know that. It's all about still NVIDIA and AI. That's what it's still all about. Okay. NVIDIA is not a traditional quarter release. They do May, August. I don't know why they do it like that, but they're a little bit off. So they come out in August, which is, down the road a bit here. But right after the banks, then you'll get Tesla, and we're going to come back to this stock in a minute.
Tesla.
It'll be Netflix. Then it'll be Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Apple. And that'll be your pretty much that's the order of expected earnings releases, more or less. Okay.
Microsoft, Google, and Apple all hit new all-time highs today, right?
Let me check on that. That wouldn't surprise me because I see the NASDAQ. Yeah, there's Microsoft, Apple probably. And you said Google? Yeah. No, Google missed by a couple of pennies. And Amazon just made it. So back to that piece, though.
That's crazy.
Crazy. Again, it's about the AI. So here's the S&P 500 closes at a new high today. NASDAQ closed at a new high today. Typical, though, and this has been going on for months, the Dow and the Russell not at a new high. And the S&P and the NASDAQ are being brought to these highs by those stocks that you just mentioned, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Apple. Meta probably, although Meta's not at a new high, but it's not that far away. A couple of bucks, and that would be at a new high as well. And that's kind of it. If you go through all the sectors, of which there are 11, by the way, that doesn't look like an AI fueled upward rally. Here's communications.
That's the home builders, communications.
Well, XLB is basic materials. It's mostly chemical companies, fertilizer companies, paint, chemicals, those types of things, along with mining operations, gold and silver mining, that type of thing. We know communications, that's Google and Meta. That's been doing fine. Here's energy. That's not a booming rally. Financials, despite JP Morgan's move, that's not a booming rally. Again, tech, we know. Interesting, though. Look at tech. Look at tech. That's interesting because a couple of weeks ago, they lowered the weighting in that ETF of Apple and they increased NVIDIA. And now look at XLK. XLK should look exactly like, well, not exactly, but pretty much like that. And it doesn't. And that's because NVIDIA is off a little bit and Apple went up and they did the flip. And Apple must have said, well, taking a little insult to that and show them what's up. I think that might have been it.
Maybe.
So back to my little sector rotation here. Basic consumer staples, basic type of foods. This is Kroger. This is Procter & Gamble. Those types of companies have been around forever, and we need the stuff. Not that we don't necessarily, want the stuff, but we need it. So that would be consumer staples. That doesn't look like a booming rally. Real estate, that's stuck. This thing looks like it's trying to break down. Utilities turn south. Healthcare, and then here is Tesla and Amazon. So we have 3 sectors out of 11 that look good. Everything else, they don't look like they're getting bombed or decimated or in terrible bear markets, but none of them look anything like what we're seeing in the AI-driven tech rally that is driving the S&P and the NASDAQ higher. It's something you got to keep thinking about, okay? You got to keep that in mind because what the institutions are hoping for is that eventually this AI-led rally in the big cap technology stocks that's taking S&P 500, taking NASDAQ higher, will spread into the Dow and all the other sectors that I showed you, the Russell 2000. And so far it hasn't. And I don't know if it will or it won't, but I kind of have to look around the world and think about, well, the dot-com bubble, which I traded through, lived through, worked through. My career got started at the beginning of all that in 94, 95. But you look at the dot-com bubble and see, all those promises, all the hype, of course, it eventually came true. We know that now. We can say with obvious clarity that it did come true. But a lot of victims, a lot of dead bodies, and a lot of waiting. It took years for Amazon to really get its full act together and live up to all that hype. It took years for Microsoft and all these companies to live up to all that hype. And there are still companies like Cisco, which was one of the leaders of the dot-com, which is a shell of its former self. Companies like Intel, shell of its former self compared to what they were doing 25 years ago in the dot-com craze. So these are things to keep in mind. And then you have to ask yourself, one thing about the internet was that it touched every human on the planet. Like everybody was able to use it quickly, even before smartphones. Get a computer, get online. America Online started in the 80s and just keep going from there. But AI doesn't quite feel like that. I mean, beyond writing copy for marketing and sales, it's like, what are you really doing with this AI? How are we using it to improve our lives, increase productivity, get more efficient, and bottom line, make more cash? Right? It's going to happen. But often, not always, not 100% of it, but often, the hype story of the day, the big next thing, tends to get ahead of itself in the stock market than what is going on in reality on the ground.
No, I feel that. Yeah,
that's it. So just exercise a little bit of caution out there when you see, don't go all in on NVIDIA and Microsoft and put your entire life savings and everything else in there, because history suggests that there could be a little bit of a correction maybe and that kind of thing. So
all right, cool. Can I ask you about just a few individual stocks?
Of course.
Man, you kind of covered the ones I wanted to talk about actually. But so I'll ask you about Bitcoin.
Here we go.
What are you seeing just from technical analysis? You know, we know how we both. It's difficult for us to see utility in Bitcoin as of right now, but as far as just from the chart.
Yeah, and the problem with Bitcoin is they've now had over 15 years to live up to their hype, and they still haven't. They haven't done it. They haven't become this thing that everyone told me 15 years ago that I first heard about it rather in early 2012. And I didn't buy a little bit then. I bought a little bit later, and then I dollar cost average Ethereum for a while and did well with that. But just looking at a chart, forget about what it is. I mean, it could be hog futures or sugar, or cocoa, anything.
Whatever.
This looks like a chart pattern that has been consolidating for a while and has an opportunity after this long flag type consolidation to break to the upside. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you're long. If you were betting
downside, I mean, you could look at the 200-day moving average and say, you know what, you get a break and a close below that, which isn't that far below current price, then it's probably going to be a wrong premise that the chart pattern will go to the upside. And if it's right, though, it can continue to meander for a while and break above these highs. And then you could see a move, let's see, 57,000, 73,000. You could see another $15,000 move to the upside from a break. So you'd be looking at, you know, probably 86, 87,000 down the road a bit.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
All right. I had another one. Hold on. Tesla. Yeah. What's up with Tesla? I didn't see that coming. I was ready to short Tesla.
You did. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, we talked about this on the podcast, and we said that this has got a bullish configuration. It's starting to show bullish attributes. Okay. And this was reminded by a couple of your listeners, actually, that got a hold of me in the last couple of days and said, you know, you told us about that on the podcast, the Victory Unit podcast in the last 4 or 5 weeks. And, you know, we listened and we made money. And what I like about this is something that we haven't seen in a lot of instances in 2024, which is breakouts that are accompanied by rising volume.
Rising volume, yeah.
And that's something that has been concerning to me. Like, here, let's step away from this for a second. So after Apple broke out on this day here, I said, look at this. You see the volume jump? That means it's a buy in the dip. Now, it just never dipped. I mean, that happens. You know, sometimes you just can't
we thought, like, we was ready to buy if it went back down there, right?
You know, you watch it and you say, you know, it doesn't even have to get all the way down to the bottom. You said if it gets within reason of activity into this candle, then it's a buy because all the people that bought it here want to buy more, and everybody who missed it, you know, they want to jump in. So there's bullish support that most likely will exhibit itself on a little bit of a pullback. Just the pullback didn't happen. Again, that happens in trading and investing. That's the reality. What I like about Tesla is the bullish volume configuration really start to show up around, I don't even hear. So this is way back in February. And it just started to get a little bit better, And then as it's breaking out from this consolidation, every day, for the most part, the volume's gotten higher and higher as price has gotten higher and higher. Yeah. So this is all very bullish. And by the way, this is what do you call that? I have to say
the income version. Yeah.
What is it? I have to tell. I own this in my IRA.
Max. I forget the name of the company.
Yield Max is the company that makes these things.
Yield Max. Yeah.
So this goes in the same direction as Tesla, by the way. It pays a dividend in addition to getting the upside trading behavior, the upside stock behavior. I have to display that I do own this. So I own Tesla and I've had it for a while. I own the Microsoft one and the Meta one. Those are the 3 Yield Max ones that I've owned for quite a while, and they're on dividend reinvestment and whatever else. So the Tesla move certainly benefiting me personally, benefiting the Legion because about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, we put some money into an ETF that goes double the move on Tesla. Yeah. So we made 20% today on that one, and we're up probably almost 50% on that in the last 2 weeks alone.
Yeah,
that's a pretty damn good move.
Come on, man. Listen, Romulus, you got some super chats. You got some questions.
Oh, fire them in. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, let's do that. We'll do that for sure.
Okay.
Before we get into Rivian and hymns, because I'll remember that. Brandon, I know that you like to look at Celsius, of course.
Yeah, we got out of
I said, look, let it break down from the double top. And we talked about that.
Mm.
And I said the 40s, your high 40s is probably your low target in there. So it hit 52.
Yeah.
It's still probably not fulfilled, but you let it kind of still play out. Let the bad blood get bled out of that thing, and then look to re-engage with another buy.
Yeah. Still like the stock. All right.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
All right, Rivian. So Rivian has gone up. There's a European company, Volvo, put I think they're putting $5 billion as an investment. Maybe it's $8 billion, something along those lines. It's a big number for Rivian, because Rivian, you have to remember, is a much, much smaller company than Tesla, in the big picture. But Rivian is getting an investment from the largest automotive maker in Europe, Volvo. Rivian is backed by Amazon and Jeff Bezos. That's been a long time. Amazon is buying some of their Sprinter vans, or their cargo vans. I am starting to see Rivian pickup trucks. There's one right next door to me, and there's one about a block away from me. So I'm starting to see them, more and more around. So things look good in Rivian world. This is something that I would say, it probably is going to survive. Now, unlike so many of the other electric vehicle type of companies, whether it's Lucid, which has been hammered, or Nikola, which has been crushed, so many of these other guys out there have been bankrupted. This company looks like it's going to make it. They look like they're going to survive. So that's a positive. The next question was HIMS, HIMS. And this stock, I don't know. It's the only thing this company does. You have to remember, all they do is they're just a marketing company. All right. That's all they are. And everybody and their mother right now is into connecting doctors over the phone or video chat with patients, and the doctors are writing scripts after they're asking 3 questions. And they're all prescribing, dick pills, hair pills, and fat pills. Right? Dick pills, hair pills, and fat pills. Oh, and psycho pills. Those are the 4 things they prescribe. Eventually, I think this is an FDA risk, because they're not really talking to these patients. They're not getting to know them at all. And that's a problem. So look for FDA risk in the entire industry. And there's tons of, I'm getting advertising from companies like this on my, my little feeds and everything every day. And there's a new one every other day. So the competition is crazy. They're all over the place. I wouldn't stick with this company long-term.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it's a risky
is that it?
business
That's
model.
all right. Well, that's all we got, Romulus. Yo, thank you so much, man. Listen, guys, if you want more, if you want to learn more about the market, if you didn't understand some of the stuff or was confusing, first of all, you're missing out on a lot of ways to get some of this bread. So that's why we got Romulus and Greg. We're in the Discord all the time. The Victory in the Discord. Make sure you join. And you do it. And on Wednesday, are you doing it? Are you doing it next week? This week.
Yeah, we're going to do it next week. We're not doing it tomorrow. We're not doing it tomorrow because again, the stock market closes at 1. I'm already done for the week.
I got it.
We've got in-laws and friends starting to show up tomorrow for the entire weekend. The beer and the food has already been purchased, and it's in the fridge on ice. And this is it. I mean, this is our favorite holiday in this house is Halloween. It's a long story as to why, but we're big 4th of July folks around here. We're big, America, does a lot of good for the world and does a lot of good for us. If you don't recognize that you can go out there and create an opportunity for yourself in America, then you're just a dummy. Okay.
You tripping. Yeah,
I mean, you really are just a fucking dummy. Okay.
And I like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would say America's a land of a lot of contradictions and other issues. But one thing that you can do is you can make it here.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You can
and I just like celebrating that we beat the UK.
Everybody? We beat
the first time we beat the UK. Yeah, everyone else except Vietnam.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That was just a political mess. So if we had a war with them, that
wasn't a fair fight. That wasn't a fair fight. So, we don't count that. That's an asterisk.
Happy 4th of July, everybody. Go out with a bang. Go in with a bang, and I'll see you guys in a week.
All right, for sure. Thank you, Romulus. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, man, we beat the hell out of Britain, didn't we? Then they tried to come back for round 2. They got spanked again, 1812. Then we had to save their ass when Hitler was bombing them. Back-to-back World War champs. You know what it is. Italy, we ain't forgot that y'all was fighting with Hitler, man. Anyway, fuck we talking about? Oh, yeah. Yo, listen. I'm about to bring in a young fella who he knows a lot about making money online, because I know a lot of you other kids be like, man, I make money online. I'm fucking young and poor. I live in a puddle, and I live with my mom, and I'm fucking 18. How do I get some bread? And I didn't know what to tell you, motherfuckers, man. But that's why I brought in the homie. I'm gonna bring him in right now. In what we do last time, we did real talk. In this segment we call real talk. Bring it. Yo. All right. So listen, guys, I want to introduce y'all. Okay, so listen, I met this kid. He used to just comment on my videos. He was like 16 years old or something like that. He used to comment on my videos all the time. And we didn't know who he was. And he kept saying, oh, Splash. He called himself Splash Man, and we thought that was funny. And then I did a event in Toronto. In fact, it was a world tour, and one of the stops was Toronto, right? And he showed up. He said, "Yo, I'm Splash Man." I'm like, "Yo, you're not a man, you a kid." And he's like, "I know, but I'm called Splash Man." And then what happened was, he just seemed like a cool kid, and we kept in touch. And, I kind of mentored him as he was building one of his first businesses. He got that business to like 10K per month in high school, age 16. So let me introduce the man, Splash Man. Now Splash Man has an email marketing agency. Where you make mad money.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, saying he bought his mama a house. He be buying houses
at 21.
At 21, he bought his mama a house, man. Come on, man. How old are you now?
I'm 24.
24,
Crazy.
man. How many employees you got?
Oh, man, almost like 15 just for one of the businesses.
15 for one of his business. He out here balling the shot calling, man. Splash, man. We needed your help, man, because some of these young motherfuckers was asking, yo, how I get some of this money?
That's why I'm here.
That's why you here, man.
That's
so he was in town. I was like, Splash, man, help these motherfuckers out, man. Well, so you want to tell your story though first?
For sure.
Yeah, explain yourself, Splash.
I'm actually not even born in Canada. I know, said you got to guess from Canada. I was born in a village in a country called Nepal.
Oh yeah, that's where the Sherpas is from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I was born in Nepal, came to Canada when I was like 8 to 9 years old. And growing up, pretty average, just like any immigrant family.
Mm-hmm.
My parents were working jobs. I just wanted to get good grades to impress them. But towards high school, I started getting this feeling. I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I want to make money now because we're broke.
No, I feel that.
And it was actually all through you. First I found out your videos through just because I wanted to get in the best shape. Right.
Mm-hmm.
You did help me do with that. I got abs in high school because of Brandon Carter.
Yep.
And then you started making videos about business, marketing. And then I started just watching those as well. And when you had your world tour, not an event, your world tour.
The world tour
in Toronto, like that's when I learned about like funnels, copyright. Funny actually story. I remember you asked my friend beside me, what is copywriting? And he said, oh yeah, music copywriting.
Yeah, nah.
I remember, we all laughed at him.
Yeah, we laughed at him.
Yeah. But from that event, I just stuck to this online marketing world, just followed what you were showing.
Yeah.
And then I first got into drop shipping. That's how I made my first dollar online.
I remember that.
Yep, exactly. I was I was doing drop shipping then, but it was very inconsistent, because at the end of the day, I'm selling garbage products to old people online.
Yeah, you're selling Chinese bullshit to old people online.
Literally, right?
That's drop shipping. Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
sir. And then I don't even know if of course you remember Red Zone.
Oh yeah.
The start of my email started off because of Red Zone, because you had an agency and you wanted me to handle the e-commerce side of it because I had experience in drop shipping. Mm-hmm. And I remember our first client, you said, set up a store, but also set up his emails.
Yeah.
And I hadn't I knew a little bit about emails.
No, you skipping the part. Your drop shipping business was successful.
Oh, yes. I was just trying to get straight to emails, but you're right. Actually, my drop shipping business was successful. Then we actually started print on demand because I heard.
Shit.
Yeah, because you were talking about it about print on demand and how you can start a brand without having inventory, and I was like, this is perfect. So me and my friends started a clothing brand in high school, and then the first month we made 5,000. Told you about it, and you're like, yo, let me show you ads. Yeah, you showed us how to do ads, and the next month literally we did $10,000.
Come on, man.
While in high school, you know what I'm saying? This is while I was still going to school every day.
Yep.
And again, and that's how I actually got the skill of email marketing. another thing I skipped over is the dinner after the event in Toronto. That's when I learned about Klaviyo.
Oh, that's what I told you about email marketing using software Klaviyo. So Klaviyo is a CRM that's used specifically for Shopify stores and e-commerce, right? They're the best for. They don't pay us nothing. I'll take the money, but like they don't pay us.
They got the money now.
They're just the best. Yeah, they just went public, right?
Yeah. And for context, like our whole business, we use Klaviyo for all of our clients. So that is a very significant moment, right? Like you literally showed it. You literally showed us Klaviyo.
The foundation of your business.
Literally. And the second part where you help was when we had a Red Zone client, you told me to set up their emails, and I had good knowledge, but you really like kind of dove deep and showed me exactly how to do email marketing. You showed me how you're doing email marketing for Bro Laboratories, right? So I had the skill of email marketing because I learned that through you.
Yeah, because I remember that. Yeah.
And then a couple months down the line, and this is like the perfect definition of luck, because I had this skill because I've learned from you doing all these things on the side. And then opportunity came where someone I knew was making like $15,000 a day selling BS products, drop shipping Chinese products, of course. But I was a broke high school kid, and I'm like, yo, let me get a little bit of this money as well with him, So I was so broke, I would have taken like $300-$400, but he was making so much money. I'm like, yo, give me $2,000. I'll set up your emails.
Oh, he was making that money with no email.
No,
people don't know that email still makes money. Like this is important. You go anywhere, motherfuckers that ask you for your email address. Like I bought, if you buy something at fucking Target, they try to get your email. My girl bought something Victoria's Secret, they asked for the email. Like the reason they do that is because email still makes a lot of money, even today in 2024. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, no.
The kids don't know it. They think it's just they only think about social media, but they're leaving a lot of money on the table if they're not using email.
And thanks to you, because I was one of those young kids that knew this, because I would listen to you. You would say things like email is the bloodline of or blood life of a business, right?
And I showed you the numbers from both, because for context, I used to, not only did I have my own online fitness business at the time, but we also had a supplement company at the time, and I had an agency where there's a lot of fitness influencers. Some of them don't want me to say their names, and that's cool. But they were like who were big at the time, and we were running like their whole business. You get what I'm saying? Like so guys, y'all know, like we were behind the scene running their business, so all they had to do was make videos, but we would put together their courses, the funnels, and the email list, and he could see how much money was made specifically from the emails, and that's he saw the proof.
So that kid, he agreed to pay me $2,000 for writing the emails. I was like on top of the world, because I'm like there's a lot of money for me at that time. Yeah. But another thing happened that month. I made him almost $12,000.
$12,000 extra dollars.
Exactly. Nice. Right. And to me, it was like a light bulb switch went in my head, because with drop shipping, it's a win-lose situation. Yes, I win because I make money, but like my customers are getting a garbage product. But with this, I get paid and I was able to help them make more money. It was a win-win situation. And, again, taking all the knowledge I've gone from you, I started branding myself as the email guy and started talking about the importance of emails to all the young guys that were doing e-commerce drop shipping. And then that's literally my business was just going to e-commerce guys and drop shipping guys and saying, hey, I will do your emails for you because I know you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Because they're so focused on, like you said, all the fancy things, right? Ads, the social media, all that. But I'm like, no. Email is so I was like one of the first guys in the space to tell everyone, yo, like, do email marketing. I still have videos from 6 years ago of me talking about email marketing and the importance of it, because I learned from you, and that's how I'm branding myself as the email guy, because I knew the importance of email. That's because I listened to you.
And now you got a thriving business doing big numbers, over 15 employees.
Yes, sir.
And at 24.
Yes, sir.
24. That's all based off email marketing.
All of email marketing.
Now, because you do email for so many businesses, a lot of different ways for these young kids to make this money. Let's just break some of them down, man.
For sure. I think I would even preface this by saying that there are so many online opportunities out nowadays that I think the ones that do the best are the ones that just focus on one. Yeah. Because you probably see this all the time.
All the time.
Right? 1 month they want to do this, then the next month they want to hop into something else. Yeah. So I would preface this by saying, like, there are so many online opportunities, just focus on one.
Well, you can get rich doing anything.
Anything.
I know a guy who is a fucking multi-millionaire roofer. I don't even know what roofing is. I never lived in a house, right? But he out here roofing shit, and he's making like mad money. You know what I'm saying? And literally anything.
Anything.
I've seen the dumbest shit make money because they focused on it and they went hard, you know. So you don't have to worry about what's the best. You got this when you pick the thing that you want to do, stay focused on that. I see people switching all the time, or worse, trying to do like 18 things simultaneously. That's the shit that never works.
Never.
Yeah, never.
No.
Like never.
Yeah, and I'll say like I'm the first thing, and you know this relates to what I do, is just like writing, right? It's just copywriting.
All right, so let's just break it down, man. Nima, hold on, let me set up a new page. All right, so the first one you're gonna say, let me exit that. All right, copywriting.
Yes, sir.
Tell me more about that. Tell me, you explain it the way you want them these kids to understand.
For sure. I mean, there are so many businesses out there right now that like if you actually look at fundamentally a lot of things that you do, everything is copy, right? So like let's say when you're making short form content, someone has to script that out. Those words, they're a copy. Landing page, those words are copy. Email, copy, right? So I think if you focus on copywriting, learning how to use words to sell items, or also take any action that need to take, whether it be book a call, you know, whatever it may be, like that is a skill. I think that's probably one of the number one skill. I learned a lot from you. Like, you know, you're one of the best copywriters I know.
Thank you. I agree. I believe you. But copywriting, but basically, like the way I think about it is writing words that convince people to take actions, or more importantly, to make purchases. You know? Yeah.
And email is just one avenue, right? But like I said, everything is copywriting.
Sales pages, websites,
webinars,
VSLs,
everything is copy. At the end of the day, it's all words, right? Either you speak it out or you read it. It's all words. So I think that is the number one opportunity, I would say.
So how do you make money copywriting?
I would first you need to learn the skill of copywriting.
Okay, learn
the skill of copywriting.
How does somebody go about that?
There's two ways, right? One, we live in the information age, so you can really find everything online. You can learn how to copy. Like, I mean, I learned a lot just, you know, watching YouTube videos, courses. But I think the sure way to shortcut the success, what I did, is get a mentor. Get a mentor, you know, get a mentor, someone that's already successful in copywriting or email marketing, and learn from them. Right.
And and somebody's thinking AI can do it. That shit is not good enough yet.
No,
I'm gonna tell you, they are not there yet. Like I will not use AI to write my copy. Now it's not good enough.
Yeah, I actually had a video on this the other day talking about, you know, AI will replace the mediocre copywriters. But you still need to, like, someone still needs to, AI is just a tool at the end of the day, right? Someone still needs to understand, is that good copy? Is that not good copy?
You got to know if it's good, you have to be good.
Exactly.
How do you know if Skynet or whatever is shooting out the good shit or not? You know, if you're not clear.
Exactly.
It's not good enough yet. Honestly, I'm gonna tell you that somebody who's made millions of dollars writing copy, there's no AI software or AI model that can replace a top tier copywriter right now. And even if when they do figure that out, when Skynet figures that out and they got that going, then you still have to be good enough to know what's good and what's not. Right. So you still need the skill, you know. So anyway, what if they don't have a mentor? How would they learn?
I would say just YouTube,
and then but then like until you find someone, right? You got to seek that person out, like
100%.
Find that motherfucker, you know.
Just try things and fail. I think that's another advice I would give to anyone just starting out, is like, that's what I did. I mean, at one point I was gonna do online training when I was in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just doing anything and everything until something stuck. So, but for copywriting, yes, just learn it for now. Next, I would say is finding a niche, right? Finding a niche that you can serve. So for me, the reason I chose e-commerce was because it was a low-hanging fruit. I had already done drop shipping.
Right.
I already knew people in that space, right? So it's for you to like decide, okay, is there a niche I'm already passionate about? Is there
your niche is you help e-commerce people make money with email copywriting, right? So there's different kinds of copywriting. That's the importance of having a niche. That's what we talked about earlier. It's like he doesn't write any kind of copy for any person, right? He specializes in one type of copy for one type of business owner. And that's all he does. If somebody asks him, hey, can you write a webinar for me? I can, but I won't, right? Because that's not what I do. You get what I'm saying? It's the focus. And I think because now like there's not much competition. If you just said you're a copywriter, there's tons of competition.
Too many.
But you specialize in one thing, and the beauty of this is when you specialize in something, you have a bunch of testimonials from people who look like your target market after a certain amount of time, right? So now if an e-commerce person who wants to make money with email, they're going around interviewing copywriters. Who are they going to have? The guy who has copyright, even if he's a good copywriter, but he has testimonials from all different kinds of people doing all different types of things, or the one guy who all his testimonials are people just like him who want results the exact same way he gives it for all his testimonials, right? It builds, focusing on a niche builds a moat. After time, it builds a moat around you. Now it's difficult to compete with you in this space now.
100%.
You know, nobody has more nobody has more e-commerce clients and made money with email. Like I don't think no agency owner who has that, right? So now that because he has so many testimonials in that, it's built a moat around his business. You know?
You taught me this. You know, the riches are in the niches.
Riches in the niches. Bitch, snitches get stitches. Money over bitches.
You heard?
Yeah, same shit. There's a reason it all rhymes. That's how God works.
But I would say, focus on a niche, one niche, and just stick to that. You know, one service and one niche. I remember that's what you always told me when I had started. Is like and you were right. People were literally chasing to work with me because I was one of the only solutions in the market. I was one of the only guys doing emails for e-commerce. So I didn't even have to go out and beg for clients. Like clients were coming towards me.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. You know,
exactly.
That's the beauty of it. All right. So find a niche, learn the skill and find a niche. That's dope. How would they market themselves?
I think the best way is personal branding.
Tell me more about that.
Putting yourself out there, like, you know, I think a lot of people overcomplicate personal branding. Like you're saying earlier, they think that they need to do TikTok dances with their wives in order to build a personal brand. But no, a personal brand is just you putting yourself out there, talking about your expertise and what you're good at, you know?
Yeah.
And in the beginning, again, you're not going to be the best. So you're probably not going to be out here like preaching to people. But even if you were to just document what you're doing, right? And like just practice, like even showing what you've been practicing, you know, just building out your portfolio through that, like just getting in front of people, like that is how you would sign clients. I think, again, personal branding, it is a slow build, but I will also say scaling up is a slow build as well. Right. So do it together.
And I would, to add to that, I would do some work for free for people if you can, and so you can use them as testimonials, right? Because nobody's going to pay you if you ain't got no results, but they'll take a chance on you for free. Somebody will take a chance on you for free, right? And then once you have a testimonial from them, you can use that testimonial to get paying clients. That same thing we teach our online training students. People who are just started, no experience, like, all right, man, we got something called the testimonial harvest. And I break it down. I don't want to get into it, but you train some people for free for a month, get them results, and then you use those testimonials to go get paying clients. But you also ask the testimonial clients after you get them results, hey, you want to keep getting these results? It's going to cost you now. It's kind of
leverage now.
Yeah, man. It's kind of, you know, it's an old tactic I learned on the South Side. You know, the first one is free. You give them the first one free. Then they start coming back for some more. You know, once you get a little taste.
Yeah. Even when I first started, I mean, I did a lot of work with you.
They can get a taste. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Yeah, I was saying even when I first started, I did a lot of free work exactly for the testimonials.
Yeah, you did a lot of free work for me.
Did a lot of things for you as well, you know, and so I could go up to other brands and people and be like, hey, look, I've worked with Brandon Carter, you know, and that definitely helped me a lot.
Carter? You know him?
I get that a lot. I actually do get that a lot. More than you would think. I do get that a lot, actually. That's no. That reaction is fair. Actually.
Yeah, no. Brandon Carter. Brandon Carter. They start DJing. They start live DJing in front of you. Start cutting and scratching. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What were you saying?
But yeah, no. You know, doing free work. One, you get the case study, but also second, you get to practice your skill because you can watch all the videos, all the courses, read all the books, but until you actually do it, you're not going to get better at it. Right? And even even when we were, you know, I was interning for you, like I would just break down good copy.
Yeah.
You know, and I remember like I would even sit down with you, and I remember I think I was making some of the landing pages for the 30-day keto challenge, I believe it was called.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I would write it, and you would come to me and like, you know, you would show me, okay, where I can improve.
Mhm.
I remember something you said is like it's more art than science. I always that was
It's
like
not-
that,
it's
man. It's
art.
like, you know, like, and then having it flow. But anyways, but literally work for free so you can get the experience, but also the case study, which you can go ahead and leverage when you do talk to people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's I think that's super. I'm gonna put that on a case
100%
study.
in case studies, free work.
All right, cool. What's the next hustle these kids can get into, man?
I think one of the biggest things right now would be content.
Content? Tell me more about that.
So content management. So I think there's a lot involved in that, right? If you know how to edit videos, if you know how to, again, like make videos, make like short form, long form videos, I think there's a great opportunity for you out there. But also, if you know, like, you know, if you can be a strategist for people.
Hold up, man. I'm starting to believe that these things
apply to.
I'm a guess that it's going to be the same
exact same steps, no matter the skill you choose or the avenue you choose.
Yeah.
That is the formula.
That's the formula.
It really is simple. A lot of people overcomplicate it, but it's really that simple. I was actually going to say that it's the same steps you got to take.
So when you say find a niche, you could be like an example for content management. You could focus on short form, like my boy Ryan McGinn.
Mm-hmm.
He focuses on all short form content,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he became like known for it. He had a lot of like big name clients. Some of them I can't say because he had NDAs and I don't want to get him sued.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones I can say is he does all the Grant Cardone short form content. He did the majority of mine, like fucking 99% of it, you know. I don't know who else I can say. So, but a lot of big names, like just think the biggest in the business space. He does this short form content, you know, because he became known as the best at that. You know what I'm saying?
Chose a niche.
He showed a niche. That's the part.
Chose a niche. Built a personal brand around it.
If it was just a video guy, I don't know if he'd have $1 million content agency.
100%.
If he was just doing video, because he focused on short form vertical video.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he focused on it, and then he like another thing about having a niche is that I didn't talk about. I forgot is not only do all your testimonials look the same, which is good, right? But also, it's you learn shit about it that someone who's dabbling in it just wouldn't know.
100%.
You get what I'm saying? Like you know shit about email that you probably can't find in a book, right?
100%.
I know shit about online training that no one's wrote a book about it, you know. Like I know shit about training because I focused on back when I was an online trainer, I focused on training people with keto. I know problems that they're gonna run into that aren't in a book.
100%.
That they wouldn't like. You get a different kind of domain expertise as well, so you actually become better because you don't have to learn everything. You just have to master one thing. Right? What Bruce Lee say, man, I don't fear the guy who learned 1,000 kicks. I fear the guy who practice 1,000 kick. No, practice one kick 1,000 times or some shit like that. Something to that effect. I don't fear the man who knows 1,000 kicks. I fear the man who kick it with 1,000 hoes or some shit. I don't know. But it's something around that, something along those lines, right?
Right.
I'm sorry, but it's the same thing, content management.
Yeah. And like you said, you know, short form is one, but even if you don't edit, I know people that are just YouTube strategists. People that just go up to people and just give them strategy. Hey, make this type of video. Here, add this. You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to be good at video editing because people are looking for these kind of people, right?
Yeah.
Or the other one would be like posting. You'd be surprised. Like, you know, like we just need people to just see what the trends are and just post something similar with the assets that you give them. You know, like social media manager or like content manager. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't when it comes to content management, it doesn't have to be like, oh, you editing videos.
Give me some examples of content manager. So we got short form video. What else?
Right. Long form
video. You said
strategist.
YouTube strategist.
I've seen YouTube strategists, right? Let me see what else would there be. Even like webinars, I guess, you know,
I know a dude who's a multimillionaire. All he does is write webinars for people.
And same with
Like,
VSLs. I know someone
best.
that makes millions just writing VSLs.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm
right?
saying?
Just focusing on one specific
One man, I'm telling you.
I also know guys that all they do is just find industry trends, find the next trending audio, and just make videos. Like literally, like not even talking like B-roll videos.
really with just the trending audio and they would get money.
Just try to say, okay, what's trending right now? Okay, is it memes? You know, or even memes. That's a huge one.
Bro.
Meme marketing. I'm seeing that a lot more. We're starting to do a lot more of that as well. But I have literally one of the responsibilities for one of my team members just to make memes because they go viral.
Yeah, I know guys who run meme pages and they make money like with the shout outs.
Right.
Like I know a lot of people who one of my boys, man, Millionaire Mentor, that page.
Right.
Like Jason Stone, he used to live next door, but he moved somewhere to it, you know. But he made millions off. He made one Instagram page. He had a few others, right? But made one Instagram page, Millionaire Mentor, and it had a niche. It was focusing on like the entrepreneurial space, you know, that kind of thing. And he posted like memes and shit about it, for lack of a better term, and then people would pay him for shout outs on that page. And he made millions doing that shit. Like there's like a lot of different shit you could do. 100%.
And then actually I would say, like, you know, to tie copywriting and content management, I know people that make a lot of money just ghostwriting for people on Twitter, LinkedIn, writing articles, just ghostwriting. There's some people online that literally don't write their own tweets.
Really?
I know this because one time I hired someone to do it, and
you
a month
someone
later
to tweet for you.
Because I
get it. Like time.
But
man.
then a month later, I realized, wait, I'm a better copywriter. Why?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I do still know a lot of Twitter ghostwriters and LinkedIn ghostwriters. Like Drizzy. Shout out Drizzy. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Drizzy. A lot of ghostwriting going on in the online world as well. You don't even know. You know, so maybe some of your favorite creators, they have people that write the long form threads, or even just simple things, or even replying to people. You know what I'm saying? Just like engaging with people. Yeah. Because they don't have time to do that. They're focused on getting this money. You know
all right. Well, let's I don't want to stay here too long. What else we got?
Next, I would say sales. But
I was hoping you would say
110%. 100%. And with sales, there's a lot. You know, there is. I think before there was just like closing, but now we even got like appointment setting. Yeah. I know a lot of kids that make money, good money, just hopping on people's DMs and setting appointments. Yeah. You know, learning the skill of just sales through DMs to begin with, or even just doing qualifying calls.
I had a friend who had a whole agency where he would do DM sales for people. Right. You know, I don't think he has it anymore, but at one point he had it. It did well. It made like 7 figures, you know? Right. You know, just DM sales, or like the biggest money is you can do like real sales, like talking to a person either on Zoom or in person.
High ticket closing.
Yeah. You're making a lot of money doing that. You know what I'm saying?
110%. And I think that is, I learned that skill off of you. I remember in 2018 when I was in New York, whenever you had sales calls, you just, told me come into the room.
Just come and listen to this. Listen up, man.
Right. Like, and
watch a master at work.
and to show how good of a teacher he is and a mentor, like I grew up one of the shyest kids, like being scared to, raise my hand or even call my school for orientation.
Yeah, you was a bitch, man.
Straight up.
I'm fucking with you.
No. but it's true though.
I'm just joking. Just joking. He seemed cool to me. I was just fucking around. All right.
In a way, he is right. A bitch. You know what I'm saying? But you kind of broke me out that show to a point where I'm like closing thousands of dollars over the phone.
Come on, man.
In a matter of months, just because like I learned from you. But that is one of the greatest skills. I think everyone should have that skill.
Well, like here's the thing. You're going to be doing, no matter what you do, any of these, you're going to have to sell people to do it, right? You're going to have to sell people because all this shit is B2B. Everything we talk about is business to business, right? So you're going to have to sell business owners on this shit in some capacity. So whether you do straight up sales for someone else, or if you do one of these other things, you're going to have to do sales for this job. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I have a quick story on this actually. So when I started my first, SMMA or marketing agency, I spent months designing a website, doing all the wrong things, but avoiding sales. And you can imagine that business didn't work out.
No,
because I'm not focusing on the thing that matters. So no matter what skill you choose, at the end of the day, you need to learn how to sell, or you need to know how to sell.
If you're not making sales, you don't have a business. You got a hobby.
Literally.
You know what I'm saying? You got a hobby.
Yeah.
You got some shit you're doing for fun, you know?
Yeah, we're doing this to make money, not like,
fucking
tell people
cash,
we're
man.
entrepreneurs or like, for vanity purposes, right? Which I was doing, trying to make a website, trying to make it perfect, thinking I was an entrepreneur. But at the end of the day, everything goes back to the sales.
All right. And remember, it's the same tactics, learn the skill by, getting a mentor, studying, even courses, whatever. Like for me, and I was trying to learn a skill. When I'm trying to master skill, I do everything. Mentors, courses, books.
100%.
Like I leave no stone unturned. I might, there's certain skills that I've learned, and I would get like 3 to 4 courses, read like 4 or 5 books on the subject, and get a few mentors, right? I'm not fucking around trying to learn this shit. I'm gonna learn it or die trying. You feel me? So you want to take that same kind of approach. And I'm not saying that I ain't got nothing to sell you. However, I will put out a free sales course when the unit Discord gets over 20,000 victinators.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Once we get this, and I've done a few $1 million and millions of sales. I built an 8-figure sales team, and I've helped other people build sales teams too. So I know a lot about it. All right, cool. What else we got? Sales.
I would say another one that is on the rise. Speaking of victory units, community management.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Now we're seeing more people build communities and leverage communities to sell their products, or just have an audience in one area, because you never know when a social media platform might start tripping out and ban you, right?
Yeah.
So you need, like, a lot of people are creating, like, you have it on Discord, some people have it on school, Facebook, whatever. There needs to be someone there managing that community.
Yeah, making sure it's vibrant,
Exactly, making sure people are getting their questions answered. No one is spamming, no one is promoting.
Yeah.
So that is actually a huge opportunity,
kicking
right
out the haters,
kicking out because that happens for sure.
Yeah.
Oh no, I've seen that firsthand. You know what I'm saying? So you need someone to do that, and also keep the community fresh. Add new content. Find ways to make it engaging.
Make sure it's popping.
Make sure
like you get people excited. For sure.
Exactly. So I think that is, and same steps apply for that as well.
Yeah,
Same
steps.
Exactly.
All right, cool. What's some other things for these young kids can get into?
I would say I'll give one more. Then I have one that I think is a bit unique. But the next one would be like a virtual operator.
What?
Yes.
Fuck is that?
I just made it up today.
Okay, I like it
because I have a virtual operator. Technically, I met him. Brought him to Miami.
Oh, you mean like a COO type?
Yeah,
person.
but virtual, because there's I've realized, especially with a lot of young entrepreneurs or people that make money, they know nothing about operations.
Is it different than a VA, like a virtual assistant?
Yes, but I think this is specific to like just operating with certain, like learning some of these
more of a like a chief operating officer.
Yeah, more
like
of an operator.
Yeah,
more of an operator, and you probably want to hire someone that's diligent, so not someone for the Philippines. So
yeah,
in the US. You know what I'm saying?
No disrespect to the Filipino audience.
Yeah, no disrespect. A lot of Filipino employees, amazing people.
Man. You know what I'm saying? Like I fucks with y'all, man.
Yeah, but talking to a lot of young entrepreneurs, I realized like these guys don't like have a business. Like a lot of them are just hustlers.
They're just hustlers.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, show me your business. They're like I use Slack. Yeah. And I'm like you know what I'm saying? Like
you need somebody in there like actually running all the operations of the business. Basically, this person runs the operations of your business, right? Keeps everybody. Yeah, I get it.
I think if you learn and all you need to do is learn certain softwares that exist out there, the Zapiers, the Notions, right? And build systems. Make the person that you're working for, make their life easier, organize them. You know what I mean? And you, again, I'm telling you, I've talked to some, you'll be surprised how many of these guys don't even know, or don't even have a CRM. They're doing, they're trying to get leads. They're trying to sell people off their Instagram. They're getting all these leads, but they don't even have a CRM they can go to.
This is the thing. I never heard this term before. You just made it up.
I just made it up.
But I got Amber, right? This
100%.
She's that for me, right? And she had a business where she kind of did this for people. Like I'm the only person she works with now, but like she kind of runs the business,
Exactly.
like as far as on an operation standpoint, like I make like a lot of the big decisions and I do so, but if I got to do something, it's going to take a long time. If it's Amber's task, it's going to happen like immediately,
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And you need you need a visionary in the business, which would be you.
Yeah.
And you need the operator.
There's a book about that. It's called Rocket Fuel. And it talks about how like a lot of like big businesses started with two people. For example, Walt Disney. We know about Walt Disney. He was like the visionary. He had the big plans and ideas, and he was like the face of the business. But his brother was really running shit. I don't know his name, man. We gonna call him James Disney. I don't know what his name was. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out James.
And you know, and he ran the show. I think his name was Roy. The homie Roy Disney was running the show, but Disney was like the face of it, right? You know what I'm saying? You see this with you know, fucking Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a visionary, but Woz was doing like a lot of the other shit, you know. And then even Bill Gates, you know, but he still had the other dude,
Steve Ballmer.
Yeah, and the dude who run Paul Allen. And Paul got rich, not even being a face, but he was like more of the operator.
Right.
I was in Grand Cayman swimming with the stingrays, kicking it with them, you know, regular shit, you know, Cayman Islands stingray shit. I was on my Cayman Islands stingray shit, and then this guy, and then this guy was like, "Oh, you Brandon Carter?" And I was like, "Yeah, man, this must be a big moment for you." And he was like, "Yeah, what's up, man?" And I was like, "All right." I was like, then I seen a boat, and I was like, "Damn, man, I ain't know cruise ships came over here, man. What the fuck? I thought I was on some private exclusive baller shit." He said, "Nah, man, it's not a cruise ship. That's Paul Allen's boat." It was that big. It was big as one of those cruise ships out there. So you know, you can make a lot of money being an operator if you pick the right business. You know,
I think I learned that off you as well. You don't have to be an entrepreneur or like you know, like the guy
to make it.
You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? Like if you help someone who's already making money, help them be more organized and help them make more money, you will be as good. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And there's a lot of people in the world where that role fits them better than trying to be an entrepreneur because not everyone could be an entrepreneur. That's something I've learned just going through this and just seeing so many people's journey is like not everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur.
And not everybody's a star either, right? Like
100%.
you know, for some of the you got to be the visionary, you got to be the front. Not everybody can be, you know, Bezos or something. There's a lot of other motherfuckers in Amazon who like run shit. Like Bezos ain't handling day to day. He's not even CEO no more. Yeah. Anyway, all right, cool. Is that, and you said you had one more?
I have one that's unique, and what I call is just like selling your own skills that you already have, right? So I'll give you
skills.
I'll give you an example. So I know someone that graduated doing event planning, right? And they work at an event planning company. But I know for sure they can transition their business online and just help a different niche and just take it online. You know what I'm saying? And just get all the benefits of being a freelancer. Instead of working a job, be a freelancer, right? To different people that need your services or your expertise.
Give me an example of one. You said, so you got.
So event planning is one. Another one would be bookkeeper, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of working at an accounting firm, you can just have 4 or 5 different just individual clients as a freelancer and just help them with their books, help them get more organized with their financing, and boom, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you know, this shit is kind of all a version of that if you think about it.
It really, like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I did, right? I looked at the skills I already had. What was the lowest hanging fruit? Okay, I already know how to do email marketing. The niche I know is e-commerce. So I'm just going to stick to that, right? Yeah. But I mean, there's so many other things, like, you know what I'm saying? If you have the skill, there's so many things you can do.
You know, there's like, man, you know, that was me. I was a personal trainer, right? So I just started training people online. I did the same shit. I learned the skill because I was a trainer for like years before the internet was invented. And and then I focused on a niche, right? You know, I wanted to help young men get ripped. Help young men, right? And I built my personal brand. I was the first case study, right? So like it can be you know, and then I started training people, man. It's like I followed the same steps. You can do that with anything that you're good at, that there's a demand. I would say there needs to be a demand. There needs to be a demand for it, because like, you know, you might be good at something, but people are not willing to. I think you say it all the time. You might be good at something, you might like it, but if people are not willing to pay you for it, then it's just a hobby, like literally just a hobby. So, you know, I think you call it something trifecta. Yeah, the champion trifecta. That was a different video. Yeah. That was you know, but I think, I found. don't ask me how I found this. All right, don't ask me how I found this. But I know there's people who fucking will coach you on like Smash Bros. You can get a fucking Smash Bros coach. Right. You play. Have you been getting these ads? The man there is for that, but it is a thing. You know what I'm saying? I found that because my girl used to beat me in Smash Bros, and I was like, "Nah, I can't have this. I can't have this. I got to be king of my castle."
Yeah.
I did not have to get a coach. I'll beat her ass like right now in Smash Bros. Don't clip that. I'll beat her ass right now. Yeah, somebody's
No
clip.
Diddy. Literally.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? No Diddy. You know what I'm saying? But I'll put her on it. But she starts talking crazy. I'll be like, grab the controller.
Yeah.
Grab the controller. We're gonna handle this on the platforms.
Yeah.
You know?
I think as long as there's a market and they have a problem, if you have an expertise and you can solve that problem, you can make money. I'll give you another example to the Smash Bros. Started playing golf more often. Then I started getting ads about fix your swing, or like, or like they get specific, like, you know, learn how to shoot really good with just the irons, you know, not like just putting. Like they'll just be very specific.
Just putting.
See, you're saying like very
really
niche.
niching down. Yeah.
You can go to any golf coach, but if you want to just improve your putting, you go to that person.
You go to the putt master.
The putt.
You know what I'm saying? You go to the drive master. You want to get your drive on point. Right?
Exactly.
It's all about like special. Having a niche is one of the things. Specializing in something. I mean, I can't stress that enough. How important that is. Like the riches are in the niches. Snitches get stitches. Money over bitches.
Yeah,
there's a reason that rhymes, because that's how God works.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that. You know, listen, Smash Bros. This has been super. Splash Man. This has been super helpful. Where can they find out more information about you?
It's on my Instagram. You know, Splash PJ on Instagram. You follow me, DM me.
Hit your boy up, man. Hit your boy up. Listen, thank you, Splash Man. I think we got some super chats that we're gonna get up out of here. I'm sweating, man. Sweating like a whore in church.
We have the HVAC podcast.
What's up, man? His name is I like that.
I did the Facebook funnel and closed 900 MRR clients for 12-month commitment. More to come.
Yo, that was the advice I gave him, right? Was that the advice I gave him? Man, the victory, we changing life. We just helped this guy get an extra $1,000 or $900. I'm rounding up 1,000. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. Just all you gotta do. Yeah, he probably spent $5 for that advice. That's the beauty of a mentor. Once you get a mentor, I mentored him on the podcast. That's beautiful. What else I got?
We have Al Bezzi.
What up?
BBC. I have pension from my old job. It's about $30,000. I'm thinking of taking out to invest in Section 8 and my brother's liquor store. What do you think?
In the pension, man, are you fucking a senior citizen? Like how? Hey, listen, man. Listen, I ain't gonna ask no questions, man. Like, yeah, you should invest that in something. You're gonna spend it on something, but if you can invest it in something to get you some more bread, I'm with it. You know, matter of fact, me and Tom Cruz, we doing a webinar this next Monday. We doing a free training. So click the link in the description. We doing a free training on this Monday on it. So yeah, come fuck with us and see it. It goes for all of y'all, man. July 8th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. All right, we're gonna get up out of here. Listen, it's been another episode of that Victory Talk podcast. Listen, if you want, that's a good way to end it, because me and the homie Tom Cruz, we doing a free training on how you can get involved in Section 8 real estate this Monday. You can buy back the block, right? The government pays your mortgage. You just need a down payment, and we'll show you how to get that shit. And we'll show you how you can do like seller finance deals. Yo, I'm rich. And the place I bought, I put $2,000 down in seller finance. What? Yeah, we found seller finance deal. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy out here, man. I'm about to get some more, man. I'm about to buy the whole hood. I'm about to buy the whole hood, right? And put some broke boys in there. Had the government pay for that, pay they rent. Everybody wins. Everybody wins. You know what I'm saying? There's no losers in this except for the American taxpayer, but you know, ain't nothing we can do about that. Anyway, make sure you click the link in the description and join that shit. And I will see you guys on Thursday. Let's go. Peace.